It is a day, it is a dime, it is a dollar.
Oh, that would be perfect.
4 big bros, all of them baller, gathered around on a Discord call, wondering, when's the sky gonna fall? Wow. Let me tell you. That's the extent of my rhyming ability right now. Welcome to the Anime Gourmands, baby. Let's go.
You were cooking, and then something happened in the middle.
Look, man. Look. I should really consider scripting these intros, but the problem with that is
it's a lot of work.
It's too much work. You know what I mean? Like, what are these intros? Like 2 sentences, maybe like 50 words tops. I can't be bothered.
2 sentences.
So this is why, you know what? I am advocating for improv to be a mandatory class. Everyone should learn how to improv. You know, yes and. Gentlemen, thank you for joining me today on this lovely Wednesday evening. Tanner, Angel, and our secret listener, how we doing?
Doing better than yesterday. Yesterday I was very, very sleep deprived.
Oh yeah, we have flopped because I'm sleep deprived at this very moment. So clearly,
bold of you to assume I'm not still.
You sound all right.
Because I got a whopping 6.5 hours of sleep versus 4.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. It happens. Angel, how are you doing?
Tired.
Yeah, fair enough. Gents, tis time. And of course it is time. For the wild card round mid-season review, we have selected 4 shows from last week to watch. And as a quick reminder to our audience, that those shows are There Was a Cute Girl in the Heroes Party, so I tried confessing to her. Isekai Office Worker, The Other World's Books Depend on the Bean Counter, Fate Strange Fake, and Journal with Witch. So, gents, can I get a little tell of who has watched what here? I have watched all 4 shows, 3 episodes each.
4?
I just need yes, there's 4 of us.
Angels. What the fuck do you mean there's 4?
I thought there was 3.
What do you mean? I literally posted them.
Okay. Log. Hear me out.
And don't give me, oh, you thought, because there is like one message separating them, but that one separated is yours.
That's all I saw.
You can't, what do you mean that's all you saw?
What?
He thought there was only one show this season.
Okay. No. Okay, look, I thought there was 3, so I thought I was safe with 1. Okay.
You watched the worst one, probably too.
He probably watched his own.
Yeah.
Nah, there's no way I would watch that. I watched Fate.
You watched
when has this ever been the case
on our podcast episode?
No, I'm joking. I only watched mine. Okay.
Look. I'm glad you watched yours. I almost wish that you hadn't.
It would have been a great bit. It would have been a great bit.
It wouldn't be the first time someone's voted in a show.
All right. I've never done that. Okay.
And not watched it.
If I vote, I watch.
Angel, I think he fears what we would do if he voted in trash and then he didn't watch it.
Well, I mean, to be fair, if we did vote in trash, he wouldn't have watched it anyway, so I don't think he would have been mad. Angel. My guy.
Spec Angel.
Every podcast, I'm amazed by you. Impressed even. Flabbergasted. All right, gents, why don't we go ahead and just jump into it? We've got 4 shows to review. Let's start. You know what? We're gonna start last, based on like selections. We're gonna start with the last selection and go our way up.
Hold up. You can't start with me, then I won't have nothing the rest of the body.
Oh, you'll have nothing for the rest of the body. You're right.
You gotta throw me like in the middle or something, you know?
All right. You are second to last then. In which case we will be talking about the Isekai office worker.
All right, Kevin, I need to start off by owning up to something. I asked what show should I watch other than my own, and you said first and foremost Fate. And then I said, okay, yeah, but I'm gonna watch that anyways. What other show should I watch? And then you said The Bean Counter.
Yes.
And I said, okay, bet. I then proceeded to double check on Fate and go, I don't fucking remember a single thing in the past 3 goddamn years that this has been out.
Except for the dog.
Except for dog. And so I rewatched the special episode of Fate.
Oh, jeez.
I'm sorry.
Well, we're not going to talk about that. Oh my gosh. Well, it's all good. Look, Isekai Office Worker, since I'm the only one who's watched it, is a surprisingly yaoi anime.
You couldn't tell from the 3rd episode's thumbnail? I can at least comment on that.
I don't look at thumbnails
so fast.
I don't look at thumbnails in advance, Tanner. What kind of weirdo are you?
I need you to look at the thumbnail of the 3rd episode.
Yeah,
right
but
now.
like you like categorized it and saved it for later? Like
what do you mean?
What do I mean? I don't you just spoil yourselves with thumbnails?
I can't help it. I looked down at the episode to get I was like, I'm curious because I can't like what this show's about because I couldn't really garner much based on the little synopsis that Crunchyroll gives. So I looked down and went, can I garner something else? And I went, whoa, these guys are gonna kiss.
So it is what it sounds like. It's kind of like,
oh, this is so yaoi. I didn't even look further than the 3rd episode for thumbnails. Anyways, continue.
Yes. No. All right. All right. So this is the basic premise, and tell me if you've heard this before. Someone gets magically summoned through ritual to go into another world. The office worker tries to join the person getting, they're trying to like save them, right? Pull them from getting summoned. It does not go well. He also gets summoned. They get into another world. She's a maiden. He's a random nobody. He offers to become an accountant for the kingdom, and he starts bettering the finances, which ends up like bettering the kingdom from the inside. Where the yaoi comes in is that there's this guy who's kind of like he's like the leader of mages of like the highest mage order or whatever. So he's kind of put himself in charge of our accountant because our accountant has no magical resistance, again, because he's a nobody. And he needs to, slowly accumulate resistance. And how do you do that? That's right. You butt fuck somebody. And you kiss them repeatedly. I'm not making this up.
What?
And okay, the butt fucking.
When does it end?
Okay, that's a slight. The butt fucking's a slight exaggeration. Everything else isn't. You do have to get naked and embrace. And yeah, no, the only way he can control the magicules that are wrecking this man's body is through tongue.
Please tell me they call them magicules in the show.
Yes, they do call them magicules. So it's a very generic like isekai that feels like it's one of those isekai where like a female protagonist would have gone over and she would have had her reverse harem of men, right? And it's like, oh, I have to kiss you to make your stomach feel better,
Oh,
you know?
you mean like Yamada-kun in the Seven Witches?
See, that it's not even close, right? It's not even close.
I'm sorry, the kissing for powers shit, it rung a bell.
Kissing for power. Look. That was fun and unique. And it's also my favorite show of all time. So I need you to shut up.
It's a great show. I like it too. Okay, I just couldn't help myself.
Look, man. Look. It's a decent show. It is a decent show. I was fairly entertained. It's interesting in the same way that like Realist Hero from like many seasons back was interesting because it does deal with like
Hero?
No, I said what I said. Realist Hero.
Oh, I didn't know there was a
how a realist hero saved the kingdom. I think is the full title. Rebuilt the kingdom. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, it's in that vein, right? It's like it's kind of generic, but it is kind of hyper focusing on something that doesn't get hyper focused in anime a lot of times. In this case, you know, ledgers and taxes and whatnot, budgeting. So it's interesting in that aspect, but it's all right. It's decent. All right, it's decent. I would probably rate it exactly a 7. If I had someone else here, they would have to rate it an 8 for it to move on. But didn't happen, so I think I'm good.
Yay.
Yeah, Isekai Office Worker. It's not a hey, if you need a yaoi pickup this season, I would not say this is a bad show for that purpose. So knock yourself out. All right, well, we did Fate already, Kate and I, and we're gonna, you know, go to that right now. All right, Kate, let's go ahead and get this show on the road. Fate Strange Fate. Tell me about your experience real quick because I had to watch the special episode. No. I did. I am brand new to Fate. This is my Fate cherry being popped. So I understand that there's a lot of like gender bending and like personality shifts and all that. I can't pick out the exact vibes for everything that's happened in these 3 episodes. But I can definitely tell, like, there's some like fuckery going around with the established personalities of these characters, right?
You know, you said something there that reminded me. Isn't this the one that had like an episode come out like 2 years ago?
Yes, which is what I was about to ask you. Did you have to rewatch or have you watched it recently?
On the site that I watched it on, there was only there were a bunch of episodes out, but
they're like 5 or so, yeah.
Only the first one actually had a name. So I'm wondering if that's the one that's been out for a long time.
Well, it depends.
But it was only like
an hour long?
It was not an hour long. It was definitely not an hour long.
Then it was not that one.
Okay. So I'm gonna have to go back and do my research.
You were missing a little bit of context, but honestly, it's not a terrible amount of context.
I feel like I got most of it.
Yeah. So just to kind of get us both on the same playing field, The big plot points in episode 1 were that Gilgamesh got summoned and
Okay.
and was taken kind of by force by oh god, I have the character names somewhere. Give me a second. I had the Mallet website, and then I think I was looking at studios, and now I'm all frazzled. Fate Strange Fake. The Tine Shelk. Tine Shelk. She is the darker skinned lady with the brown hair.
Mm.
Who is usually in like a wedding looking dress for whatever reason. It's like a white dress. I'm not saying it's a. Yeah. It could be a wedding dress, you know. So she interrupts a Gilgamesh summoning and basically takes him by force, right?
Okay.
And the assassin class, who we don't have the name of, she gets summoned, and they do a little flashback to it in episode 2, I believe, or it might have been episode 3, where she kills her original master, who is a dead apostle. So actually, she didn't kill him. She just thought she killed him. And that's that whole thing about like, oh, you took my heart, literally, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like the gist of it. I mean, Flats, the blonde mage from Britain, he summoned Jack the Ripper. I'm not even sure how he did it, to be honest. It just kind of seemed like he sat on a park bench and then Jack the Ripper appeared as a stripper. And yeah, those are like the major plot points from that special episode. That being said, I'll check it out because the animation is fucking sick. Oh, and there's another summon, actually. There's another summon that has not popped up in these 3 episodes. So actually I'll leave that for you to find when you revisit the special episode, the hour-long episode. Okay, so we've got the 3 episodes. It's taking place in Snowfield. Cade, what you think?
USA.
USA, baby. Yes, sir.
This is the first Holy Grail war to occur in the US.
Mm-hmm.
At least as far as I know.
I think they state as much in these episodes, yeah.
So, but apparently this is a fake one. A fake one that they are staging for some plan that the US has that has not been declared quite yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if I'm going into spoilers for you since I've watched one episode more than you have. But it seems like in activating this fake Grail War, the actual Grail War is now starting.
Yeah, that's what it kind of is implied in the end of episode 3.
Interesting because that means more than 7 summons will be in this anime.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't know if this is the first time that's ever happened or what, but in my experience, this is the most I've ever seen. So that's interesting.
That is interesting. Well, again, cherry popped. So this is like, for me, this is like, oh, yeah, it's a lot, you know, but I'm sure they got, characters out the ass with Fate Grand Go.
Let me just say real quick. My experience is Fate Zero. That was my cherry pop moment. And then I watched a little bit of Unlimited Blade Works. And I did the first 15 minutes of the Fate original game.
All right. The visual novel?
Visual novel. Thank you.
Okay. This is not your first soiree into the Fateverse.
No. But well, let's just talk about it. So
Yeah.
Episode 2 starts with God, what was her name? Ayaka.
Are you
Shit.
thinking of the girl from
The blonde girl
Japan?
from Japan? Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Let's see if I can pull up her name real quick.
I realize now I'm on the special episode of the thing, so she wasn't even in that. Ayaka, yeah.
Ayaka, okay. So she kind of appears in the US with very limited memories. She's been hypnotized by the Einbergs. Einbergs or Einsbergs?
Yeah. Allegedly.
Um,
That is just hypothesis from the police chief. It's not like confirmed, but it seems likely.
But the Einsbergs are watching her.
Mm-hmm.
And based off of her flashbacks to the hypnosis moment, they were there and they were talking to her.
Mm-hmm.
So lots of inference there. But
totally.
Apparently there's been a curse placed upon her, and she's just desperate to get out of this situation. She doesn't want nothing to do with it at this point. But she ends up getting into this situation where she summons Saber, who was not supposed to be a part of this grill war. And instead of summoning King Arthur, it summons Arthur Pendragon, which is, I don't know if this is a shock to everyone in the Fate universe or like the Fate fan base, but it's always been King Arthur as Saber, I think. Besides, no, I'm speaking correctly. So this is interesting in the sense that it's always been King Arthur, and King Arthur's always portrayed as this girl, and it's the one that everyone sees as Fate. The blonde hair, blue dress, armored girl with the sword.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's this blonde haired guy in silver armor with a red cloak. And he's very King Arthur-esque without being him or her, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm interested to see where this goes. He's very noble and outspoken. And what's the word? Honest.
There you go.
He comes out as being like, yes, I destroyed this building. He comes out to like the TV cameras that are watching him or recording him. He's like, yes, I destroyed the building. It's my bad. I didn't mean to. But did he mention the Grill Wars?
Yeah, I believe he does mention it in that
in that
broadcast.
Moment, yeah. And so the US had been trying to keep it like, quiet, whatever. And so him coming out and talking about it kind of made that idea obsolete. So I'm interested to see, how that's going to play out. Is like the American public going to know more about the Grill Wars now, or like how's that going to work? Mm-hmm. But so what? They get captured by the police chief, who's also in the games or in the war. And help me out here.
Sorry, I was looking something up real quick. What was the last point?
They were captured by the police chief.
Yes. Right. Taken into custody.
What the priest, right? Priest
arrives first.
He was an executor, but is now an observer, right?
an overseer, as he says.
That's right. Yes.
No, you're good. And then so he's kind of messing with the police chief, in a way, and they're kind of making terms with each other. But then that apostle shows up, a very gestury character. Actually, I'm skipping a step. The assassin shows up.
Yep.
I wasn't entirely sure what her aim was, but she was.
So it seems like her aim is to destroy the Holy Grail War.
Something
She wants
those lines.
It's almost like she wants retribution for her former colleagues who have been destroyed by this Grail War that has been going on for millennia. So I'm wondering if that's her goal, is to kill all the servants and the summoners.
She mentions the noble phantasms at the beginning of the fight. I was wondering if maybe she was following the energy of the relics so she could destroy those, because they weren't being wielded by servants, they were being wielded by mages, right? So they don't say, but I think that was kind of the conclusion I reached, because it didn't seem like she was targeting a specific person or anything. It was very, I'm here, I'm there, we're fighting a little bit, and then I'm gone.
Correct me if I'm wrong, though. They can only the servants can only be harmed by another servant's noble phantasm, right?
I don't know if I got a solid confirmation there.
Okay.
Personally.
So I'm using a little bit of my experience from Fate Zero here, and
Sure.
I don't remember there ever being a point in time where they targeted a servant with mortal weapons, I think it was always like the heroes or the servants had to fight the servants in order to defeat them. But I don't know. I'm interested to see if I get more of that info later. But yeah, so she comes up and that was another thing I wanted to talk about. I think there's a little bit of confusion surrounding the fact that the assassin did not disappear after killing her summoner. Like, I think you brought up a good point. If her goal was to just kill all of the servants and destroy the Holy Grail, she wouldn't have just killed her master right out, because then she would have faded, and then she wouldn't have been able to do any more damage. So I'm wondering if there's a little bit more there, or maybe she just didn't think that far ahead. So yeah, but yeah. Anyways, so they have a fight, the police chief and the assassin. Police chief, his servant, as far as I can tell, gives out noble phantasms to his officers, the police chief's officers, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
Caster. Son of a bitch.
Very weird looking guy. He's got red teeth. I I'm interested to see what his true name is. But what else? Oh, that's right. The vampire appears, the dead apostle. He starts bodying everyone.
Took that dude's arm.
Yeah, took off that guy's arm. But ends up getting bodied himself by the priest, the observer, an overseer. I keep saying observer.
It really became Terminator versus vampires real fast.
It did. Yeah, he's got like metal parts and everything. Yeah. I didn't even put that together. Yeah. What happens next? How far did you get into it?
Yeah, so after that we got so the fight happens on what appears to be the Las Vegas Strip. Gilgamesh witnesses it from the back of an open car. Flats is apparently also wandering the streets. He took a picture of Gilgamesh at some point that he shares with the professor. The dead apostle, knowing that he probably isn't going to beat this priest, decides to make himself even younger and blend in with the crowd as a young boy. And then the closing scene, if memory serves, is basically it's Gilgamesh and Shelk in the like big skyscraper. You know how he jokes about like giving her a parachute. And it looks like what I can only imagine is someone from the Archer class is sending a very large arrow towards them, right? And Shelk appears to be the only one who notices in that moment.
So, I have to say that is not possible for him to be Archer class because Gilgamesh is Archer class.
Mm-hmm.
At least he wasn't Fate Zero. I don't know if their classes can change or not.
Right? Don't they? I think they're getting around that. Isn't he technically like the king class or something? Like he.
What?
They kind of in the special episode, I believe they give him a different class. So it could be another Archer.
So I'm trying to remember all the classes. We've got Rider, we've got Archer, we've got Saber, Berserker, Lancer.
I'm trying to remember the
caster.
No, you haven't yet. So that's 6. Assassin. Bang.
So those are the 7. So if they're making new ones, that's news to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're just gonna have to check out the special episode and see if you can catch that line. It's like a throwaway line too. They don't like focus on it that much. But I do not believe they classified him as an Archer.
It's the problem with being newbies to the franchise.
It's true. Hey, we're here to
that passes by that we don't get.
Exactly. We're here to learn alongside, while we're hyping up this series. And so I just pulled up the episode. I was wrong. That is the second to last scene is an arrow flying at Shelk and her team. Because the very last scene, if you remember, it's the let's see what's his
new
name.
Guy who's summoning with the puppets around him, right?
Yes. Valdeus. He's not that new, but I guess he's in the special episode a lot, is what I should say. But he's not in these 3 episodes a whole bunch. He appears here and there. He's the one.
Did I only watch 2 episodes? I thought I watched 3.
You definitely watched 3.
Did you watch 4 then?
No. I did watch 4. One was the special episode that was an hour long.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're on the same track then.
We're on the same track. So the very last scene of episode 3 is him finding a note in front of a puppet that he thinks moved, and it says, "Art thou my master?" Right, implying that he successfully summoned, even though he thought he initially failed. Right, and this is interesting. My understanding, and tell me if I say anything that appears wrong. The reason why the Holy Grail War was considered a fake war was because they were going to only do 6 summons, with one of the summons not being a saber class. That was practically a guarantee in their eyes, right?
Yes.
Which would make it an incomplete Holy War.
We don't know the reason for why they're doing this, though.
Correct. We don't know the reason yet. We just know that that's the parameters that they've set, right?
Yeah.
It seems like someone is piggybacking off the fake war to start a real war, a real Holy Grail war, and that Ayaka summoning Saber kicks off the next set of 7 heroes in the real Holy Grail War. So there's going to be like 13 heroes summoned. Whether they're all going to be different classes, we don't know. I do want to go back to one thing. I did have to look it up because I think it was contradictory to what I had understood in these 3rd episodes. Ayaka does not summon Arthur Pendragon. She summons a Saber who declares that he, I forget the exact phrasing, but he says he is like in allegiance with Arthur Pendragon, right?
Really? I could have sworn he said he was Arthur Pendragon. Hold on.
It's on the firefighter scene on the fire truck scene. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about. I guess I just misremembered.
And then someone else also points out that he isn't
the police chief after he's in his questioning.
Yeah.
You know, when he's being questioned by the officers.
Mm-hmm.
He's talking about him behind the one-way mirror.
Yes.
One-way mirror.
And I think he mentioned something about this Saber not being the Saber everyone's used to, if memory serves.
Yeah.
So Arthur Pendragon is yet to be summoned, which is an interesting little wrinkle here. I wonder if they're gonna do like a class change like they did with Gilgamesh, right? And just give Arthur a different thing.
I'm wondering if Saber is going to be the only one of that class, since
that would make
was like
right,
either the last of the fake ones or the first of the real ones. So either there's going to be 6 more real ones or 7 more real ones.
Good point. Well, let's see. How many people have been summoned so far? We got Caster.
Yep.
There's Assassin. One there's Assassin, Gilgamesh. Berserker. The Berserker is Jack the Ripper, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's 4. Saber. And then
so we're missing Rider and Archer.
We're actually not.
If Gilgamesh is not Archer.
We're not missing one because in the special episode, someone named Enkidu gets summoned.
Enkidu, okay.
But they do not show up in these 3 episodes. They only show up in the special episode. So that's our 6th summon right there, right? So yeah, he's either the last of the fake or the first of the real Holy Grail War. Unless both of you and I are missing someone, which we totally could be. My understanding is Francesca is not a summon, right? The girl who watches from like the crystal ball.
No, if she's not an Einsberg, I don't know who is. Because I was under the impression that she's an Einsberg.
Yeah, she's weird. She's a strange one.
Most of the Einsbergs are. In Fate Zero, they're normal. Well, normal-ish. But the daughter of the Einsberg and the main character have a child, and that child is in Unlimited Blade Works, and she's fucked up, as far as I can tell. She summons Berserker, and she like really leans into it.
Oh, sick. Yeah, I think I'm leaning towards Saber being the last of the fake.
Really, you think so?
I
don't think they're going to
so.
summon. I don't think they're going to summon the original Saber. I think they're doing like this whole gender bender change.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this one is going to be something like, "Oh, I'm the King Arthur from the stories, not the original from history."
Could be.
You know,
could be.
I don't know. I'm just guessing. But
you know what? I just got a memory jog right now. There is a line in there that says it's weird for the Saber class to say that they are devoted to Arthur Pendragon. It's like saying that they're declaring that they are devoted to themselves, right? Which is weird. They you know what I'm saying? So I'm very confident now that
that's not
this
Arthur.
Saber is not Arthur.
Okay.
Which opens the door for potentially maybe Arthur does get summoned as like a big hype, second to last episode thing.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of everything that's in these 3 episodes that we're reviewing.
Honestly, though, I think I would be a little disappointed if they did summon Arthur.
Oh, we'll see what they end up doing, right?
Because they had this moment of like, oh, here she comes, it's the girl. They're doing like this whole flashback thing with her back turned and everything.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it's him.
Yes.
I'm kind of hoping they just kind of stick to that, But
they pull the rug and let's keep it pulled. Like
exactly, don't put it back.
Mm-hmm.
But if they do put it back, I hope they at least do it stylishly.
There you go.
Make it make sense. So
I will forgive any narrative grievance if the animation is dope enough.
So far, it's been really good. I really appreciated the art style and the animation.
Oh yeah, it's super solid. A1 is, like I say, they are a huge hit or they're a huge miss. The amount of money that's in the Fate series, this was bound to be a huge hit. I was not worried about that. A lot of the fighting is excellent. The Dead Apostle versus the Overseer was like an awesome fight.
And in Fate Zero, the Dead Apostles actually make an appearance, but it's such a small one that I actually forgot they existed.
Mm-hmm.
They were almost treated as like a plague. So the main character's island that he came from, his father was researching Dead Apostles and ended up creating one, which created more and more and more and more, and so the island was overrun. And so
they let the capybaras loose.
They did. So the main character ends up having to kill his father and kill the entire island essentially, along with other mages who come in and clear it out to prevent them from spreading off the island. But yeah, it was such a small thing that it was treated as such a small thing where it was like, oh yeah, like can't let them do this, we can't let them spread. That I was like, oh, okay, so this is just kind of like a small little thing that I don't really have to pay attention to. But I guess they're actually a lot more powerful than I first imagined, and are capable of a lot more.
Yeah, they seem to be. I mean, they basically call them vampires, right? So
yeah,
the power system of vampires has been transported into this world, through and through. Where it seems like in from what you're describing, the Dead Apostles were more like not an afterthought, but they weren't like a big feature of the anime, right? Yeah.
Character defining, yes, but not plot moving.
Yeah, no, I think this has the potential to be anime of the season for sure, and that's with the inclusion of a lot of bangers. So, but in terms of like the anime that we're reviewing, this has a case to be the strongest, which is not a surprise, I don't think, to either of us, but
it's a good one. I'm like,
it's definitely good. So, Kate, I have to ask the question. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I've heard that's the best one. If not that, then Zero, right? But it's like people always say one of those two. Kate, I have to ask the question every time, regardless of the fact that, sometimes by having the conversation, we know what the answer is going to be, but we got to say it. Kate, is this a show you would want to continue for the end of season review? 12 episodes deep. Actually, 13. Sorry. This is slated for 13.
This may not come as a surprise considering how gushing grannies we've been about this, but this is a pass for me.
Absolutely. I am in the same boat. We'll see what Angel and Tanner say in a second. But, Kate, this has been an absolutely lovely discussion. You've been great as always. And yeah,
bye,
thanks
everyone.
for joining us. Now back to the broadcast. All right, let's see how much time has passed. All right, half an hour, perfect. And we're back.
You need the like the old school like flashback like
I do.
It like fades in the background.
Yes, you're right. I do. But I'm gonna say that the noises I made qualify. So why don't we talk about There Was a Cute Girl in the Heroes Party now that we have fully discussed Fate in its entirety with the group.
Wow. I'm so glad to have been part of the discussion.
You were there, and you were there. Let's see here. There was a cute girl in the Heroes Party. Angel, my guy. Why'd you make us watch this? Oh, I think Angel thought we would take longer.
No way, Jose.
I think Angel has stepped away from the mic.
He's gone.
Oh shit, no, he's actually goes away from his mic. Tanner, Journal with Witch. I guess the fate talk took way too long, clearly. I mean, we did go on for a minute, Cade, so I get why Angel stepped away.
Yeah, me too.
All right, let's talk about Journal with Witch, the show that Tanner had selected. Different country diary, foreign country diary. Those are the alternative titles for Journal with Witch. It's not sure where that came from, but all right. Well,
because it's the other titles are actually technically slightly more accurate to the actual translation. I don't know exactly why they decided to go with Journal with Witch, because like witchery has nothing to do with this show.
Oh, yeah.
Like literally zero.
No, but I would probably venture to guess that that wasn't just chosen out of nowhere.
I don't know. We'll see, but
Tanner, this is your show, so why don't you go ahead and give us your feelings, opinions, if you want to give a what the show is and how it went. Feel free.
All right. Yeah. Basically, I picked this show because it sounded like one that was going to have a very different vibe from like the usual kind of anime that is shown every season or that we even choose to watch, right? It felt more like it'd be slice of lifey, drama-y. And I mean, it's exactly that, honestly. But it's basically about a 15-year-old girl whose parents suddenly die in like a freak car accident, and she's left orphaned now and moves in with her mother's sister, and it's follows their whole like interactions and like learn and like just like growing up and learning to deal with like grief and character and like just learning about each other. It's really unique, actually. I mean, I don't know if that, you can say for yourself whether that vague description I gave sounds like it's a unique premise or not, but
I want to take it one step further, Tanner. It feels very grounded.
Absolutely. Watching through the first 2 episodes, I was like, okay, this is because I was trying to analyze like my vibe that I was getting from the show as I was watching, and I was like, this is definitely a good show. It's just like it's one of those shows where it's like there's not that much going on, but you can't really stop watching at the same time because but it's like I'm not like immensely engaged, but I still want to know what happens. I don't know exactly how to describe it. But then episode 3 is really where the like drama starts going down. Like, because episode 3 feels like the first time where, because like a lot of this base focuses obviously on this girl, Asa, her parents dying, and now she's living with do you remember her name, Kevin? The other girl?
Are you talking about Takumi?
Is that her name?
You're talking about the young one, right?
No, Takumi Asa is the young one. I'm now talking about the old one.
Oh, my bad. Makio.
Makio, that's right. And she's living with Makio, right? Her mother's sister. And Makio is like this really introverted, like sort of almost like hermit type person. She's an author.
Oh, if she was a character in Persona, she would have the Hermit Arcana by leaps and bounds, man. You wouldn't even guess who second place was in the development team. It's like, this was the Hermit from day one.
But and it, the show focuses on how Asa and Makio sort of learn about each other as they're almost like not like forced to live with each other. The situation is not thrust upon them, but Makio is, she chooses to do what most would consider to be the right thing of taking in her sister's now orphaned child, right? And Makio is like introverted and like, but she doesn't like interacting with people, yet she has this very like grounded sense of morals and like how and she can like decode people's feelings really accurately and really well. And I think my sense I got from that is because she's an author, she's good at like seeing through like the internalized actions of others, right? Like the hidden meanings behind words and things like that.
Or is she an author because she can sense that stuff?
Yeah. Good question. I don't know. And then Asa is this very like sort of, easygoing, like, just straightforward girl. Like I don't think she has any super standout features other, like she just seems like, kind of your ordinary 15-year-old, right? Maybe a bit more responsible than maybe your average 15-year-old. But nothing super standout. But really, like, I guess to round this back around, because this whole description came from leading into episode 3. Episode 3 really feels like where Asa starts to process her feelings, because before that episode, she even admits that like she couldn't or didn't feel sad about the situation. And like Makio, right? Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, Makio, she really like helps Asa feel like validated in the way that she is processing everything, because like Asa definitely felt like she should have been sad. It's not explicitly said, but you can tell through their interactions. And Makio is like, and Makio outright says like, you don't have to be sad. You can like now you'll have time to be sad when you are, essentially. And that like sort of affirmation really comes through in episode 3, when like it seems like Asa's whole like sort of structure, how she like structured her life to sort of process this trauma, starts to fall apart. It's like revealed that now she was like keeping it secret that her parents had died, and it's the graduation day, and and now like her friend she had told her friend, obviously, like her, who we can assume is her best friend, and then her friend told her mom, like her, and then it just became like a snowball effect from there of people finding out.
Her mom told the school told everyone.
Yeah.
Out of quote unquote consideration for her, right?
Yeah. They think it's best for, that they should now be offering some sort of support, let everyone know, so that, it doesn't lead to, probably from what they perceive, any awkward situations or anything like that. But all that Asa wanted was to feel like a normal kid. This is like the usual kind of trope, but I think it rings very true, of like, you don't want to be labeled any singular way, right? You don't want to be known by like a stereotype, right? You want to be known as you, not as, as she puts it, the kid with dead parents. And so her whole like middle school experience kind of comes all crashing down of like what she wanted it to be. She like ends up telling her best friend that she hates her and starts ignoring her. And this is like, you can tell this is finally when like all of the trauma is just like hitting her, and she's having to actually face what has happened. Right. And Makio sort of helps her through that in her own way. It's kind of tough to describe, because Makio, the way that she is very not straightforward in a lot of ways, but she's definitely like saying the right things, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And
she's a guiding force, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like she's pushing Asa with questions and insightful comments, but she's not trying to tell Asa this is how you should be feeling, and this is why you're feeling that way, and blah 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 blah. It's like she's sort of lubricating Asa's ability to understand her emotions and what she's going through.
Yeah. Yeah, like Makio essentially tells Asa earlier that, like, you know, your feelings, like, no, what other people think of your feelings doesn't matter, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But no, I went into it, like, you know, through episode 2 thinking, you know, this show's good. I would keep watching it, but I didn't see any of, like, it was a very unique character interactions, and I think that was what really was driving the interest for me at that point. But then episode 3 is really where it feels like there's real development happening in, like, the depth of the characters.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it, I don't know, episode 3 really, like, when Asa was, like, talking to her friend on the phone after finally, like, coming to terms with, like, understanding what it would mean to lose a friend over something like that.
Mm-hmm.
After Makio kind of helps her to process thinking from, like Makio tells her how her friend feels about Makio, like how Makio's friend feels about her from middle school.
Mm-hmm.
And what that means between them. And then Asa finally realizes that, you know, she doesn't want to lose this friend, and she calls her that. There was some tear welling action happening there for me. I was like,
sure.
Oh my gosh, that hit really deep, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
For such a, like, normal thing, it felt like way too close. If that makes sense. Like, it was like
100%.
This is a scenario I could absolutely envision myself being in.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, oh my gosh, just thinking about it, and, like, thinking from Asa's perspective and seeing the, like, resolution of choosing to, you know, not abandon this friendship. Oh my God, the emotions were running high. Which I did not expect to happen at all.
Absolutely. No, the Journal with Witchman, it's a good one, and it definitely deserves to be ranked much higher. Tanner, I think, funny enough, I think my favorite moment was in episode 2, and it was when Asa says something that is implied to be something that her mom said regularly, and it kind of triggers Makio a little bit, right? So we get a little insight into Makio's feelings towards her sister, who's now dead. And she's like, yeah, I fucking hated her. And to be honest, Asa, I don't really feel that much towards you. Like, I feel bad for you, but, like, almost as a stranger. Because we practically are.
Yeah.
Right.
Makio even admits she's like, she's not sad, but she feels bad that she still hates her sister even after she's died.
Totally.
But that feeling is still there.
and so I like that moment because it kind of recontextualizes both of these characters. It recontextualizes Makio because it shows that, like, oh, as you know, mature as you are, as grown up as you are still dealing with unresolved issues regarding your sister, you know, as a 35-year-old.
Yeah.
And
Makio was the younger sister as well.
Right. So we learned that, like, her sister was kind of judgy, you know, a little I don't know how to say, catty maybe. Like she was kind of a girl's girl, and Makio was her own thing. It seemed like we don't get that much of a flashback. A little bit of this is conjecture, but it did seem like Makio was maybe a little bit more on that, like, I don't want to say tomboyish side, but you know what I'm trying to say, like not classically feminine.
Sure.
And her sister would kind of bully her for that a little bit. And she was also very rigid, very strict with her own little sister. And then in episode 2, when Asa says what she says, I can't remember the exact quote, but it's something her mom.
It's like you like you can't do any better than that, or something like
something
that.
along those lines.
That's all that you can do, or
right.
Like the way it's portrayed feels like, oh, that's like that's some shit that would give a kid trauma, but seemingly Asa remembers it in a positive light, or not, at least not a negative light. Whereas
she is not traumatized like Makio is.
Yeah, whereas the flashback that you get from Makio's perspective is very much portraying like a trauma response.
And you know, it's kind of implied that her mom is carried that strictness and that rigidity and that classical feminism, like all that carried through as she grew up and had a daughter, and she instilled those values in her daughter, and her daughter kind of grew up used to it, right? But and Makio, to me, again, this is inference, I think she was a little bit surprised that, like, at the difference between her and Asa, right? She's like, this is something your mom has told me plenty of times, and you're repeating it like it means nothing, almost fondly, like you said, and it like doesn't mean the same thing to you, right? There was like a moment there where, you know, that's kind of what I gathered from that interaction. So I think that moment was my favorite, but definitely episode 3 was the heaviest moment, and the tears did almost come splurting out. It's interesting because while it's an understandable reason that she says, oh, I don't want to graduate as the kid with dead parents, it's like more than that. She wants to keep putting off dealing with the emotions, right? And now she's forced to confront them. And that's why it hits so much harder for her, right?
At a very like formative moment as well.
Yes. So, oh gosh, dude. Yeah, I can't speak enough about this show. I think this show might become, we'll see how it keeps going, but I don't see any way it can fall off. Might become one of the shows that I point to if anyone asks me, like, what are the most artistic anime you've had, or what are the most like narratively heavy, you know, anime out there. I'd be like, well, it's a little slow, it's slice of lifey, so it might not be for you, but this is art, you know.
Yeah, narratively very much so. It's a very different artistic description than like Shibo Yugi. Shibo Yugi is visually very artistic and cinematically very artistic, but Journal with Witch is definitely narratively very deep, very like artistic in that sense.
Yes. I would compare this to like a really good indie short film. You know what I mean? It has that vibe to it a little bit where you're just like, it's like, I'm not expecting Michael Bay explosions. I'm expecting a story to be told with minimal tools and just creative, you know, camera angles and really dialed in dialogue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
So yeah, I think I've said enough about Journal of Witch. Tanner, is there anything you want to say about Journal of Witch before we pass it on?
I can't think so. I mean, there was a very minor thing that I took notice of is like the very, very start is Asa like singing while cooking, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know if you realized, but it is the same song as the opening.
No, I don't think I did.
That's it. Really small detail that doesn't play a part in like the overall narrative. But I thought it was interesting.
No, I love little things like that. I do love little things like that. I just didn't notice it this time. Matter of fact, I don't even know if I played the opening, and that's abnormal for me. But I think episode 1 didn't have an opening, or does it start with the opening? I can't remember. I don't remember it having an opening, so I think I was just. Oh, it does. Okay, never mind then.
I think.
Well, regardless, like I did not catch the opening on this one, and I usually try to, but I was very focused on getting more anime as quickly as possible this time.
Fair, understandable.
So Journal of Witch, Tanner, are you moving on for the end of season review?
Oh, absolutely.
Hell yeah. Journal of Witch. We will be watching all 13 episodes that are slated at the end of season, barring some sort of delay. But I'm looking forward to this. It has the potential to be the best of the review anime without Fate. Well, if you don't include Fate.
Yeah, we'll see. Because like, look, if it can make the tiers well in episode 3, what can it do after that?
When they have to go back to the house to like throw away her parents' belongings, throw away, like do whatever you need to do to get these stuff. Oh man. Like it was a heavy scene that was made even heavier because of Asa's like seeming indifference. You know, like, just oh my god. Such a good anime. Journal of Witch, really solid recommend. Please watch with us for the end of season review. Let's go to another show that I am pretty sure will also make the end of season review. Angel, there was a cute girl in the heroes party, so I tried confessing to her. Any advice?
Terrible title.
Well, yeah, I guess it is.
All right, look. You can't name the show after the first episode. All right, just can't.
Interesting.
Why?
Because then you're expecting it, and I don't know.
What would you have titled this show, Angel?
Generic Isekai.
Generic Isekai, the anime. Actually, that should be a name for a show.
And then it turns out to be the most non-generic. All right.
It's gotta pull a regular show from Cartoon Network. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Generic Isekai, the anime. It's anything but. Not even an Isekai.
It's not even an Isekai.
Gosh. Okay. There was a cute girl in the heroes party, so I tried confessing to her. Angel, please give us your thoughts, feelings, and if you want to go over the events of the show, please feel free.
Let's see. Am I the only one who watched it?
I watched it as well. Come on. Right. Come on. Who are you talking to, baby?
Nothing less expected from the host. Oh, like I said, you're kind of expecting the plot to kick in based off the title. I think it would have been nicer if they named it something else. I don't know what they could have named it. Big surprise, it's not harem slop that I'm aware of.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It's not harem slop. From the perspective of the main character.
Yes.
From the cute girl, it is a little harem sloppy, yeah.
Oh, there's
You know
not
what,
much
Angel?
to it really. Like let me say
right.
this. Look, it kind of like ticks all the boxes in for like fantasies a second season, you know?
Uh-huh.
Or just like that continue on, you know. You got the old overworked guy. He escapes to a fantasy world, right? So you got that.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Escapes.
overpowered. Let's see. What else? What else? The show has some good art. He's living that like double life, has a secret, right? And the cast around him isn't that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Just comparing him or comparing the show to like other trashy fantasies that we've watched, this one's definitely higher up than some others.
Okay.
In previous seasons.
We are in agreement. I was pleasantly surprised by the show. But to be fair, my expectations were literally rock bottom.
All right, look, I wouldn't just pick any trash, all right? I pick good trash.
You know what? Between this and Country Bumpkin, you are like 2 for 2 on slightly above mid shows. Like if we were playing a game of like get as close to a 7.0 as possible, you would have aced it twice.
You got to join the next one just so you can judge.
I'm gonna join in when you finally pick true garbage.
Look, my one true garbage pick got denied, or what's it called?
It was hentai.
It was.
No, it was. I can't believe it's not hentai.
Yeah,
which is as close to hentai as you can get, and therefore banned.
And you know what? That probably would have been a 7 for you as well.
Didn't you watch Interspecies Reviewers?
I hope you're not speaking to me.
No.
Because it was absolutely Kevin.
Look, I've watched a couple episodes of Interspecies Reviewers after Gigic posted his video. It was too horny
he watched
for me.
As much as he could before it got taken off Funimation, okay? That's the wording he was gonna use.
No. It was already off Funimation by the time I got to it.
Episode 3 was playing, and then it just went loading, spinning wheel. What happened?
Your show is in another castle. Look. I think that this show happens to do a really good job with the cast.
I would agree.
For whatever reason, it feels realistic, their friendship, right? There's a sense of like of a bond there between the main character and his friends, right? So it was enjoyable in some ways. But let me put it to you this way. The show is about a demon confessing to someone in the hero's party and following her to the city that she lives in. And somehow that's the least interesting part of the anime.
Yes.
I mean, I much prefer Raven and his like courtship of happiness. That could be its own anime, to be honest. It probably should have been. It's so adorable. Oh my god. There is a MILF. There is a MILF in the show.
I was about to comment on Cecilia's mom.
Cecilia's mom. Yes.
Yeah.
Who is named Celia.
Okay, you might just watch it just for that.
Well, I don't know. She's not that much of a
I would say she's probably like the best character in the show.
Is this true?
Sure.
Kevin?
Nah, yeah, sure.
I don't know who you would
Sophia.
put.
Wait.
hold up.
Sophia and the Guildmaster.
You went to go check it out.
He did. He's watching the show right now. No, Sophia and the Guildmaster. I can't remember his name.
Ah.
But they're good together. They have a funny moment. As well. Sophia is Cecilia's maid, and she's essentially the maid from Kaguya-sama. Just slightly Hayasaka, thank you. Just aged up and in an isekai now. And it's great. Her relationship with the vice guildmaster is phenomenal. All these compliments aside, though, the show it's just generic, man. It is what it is. I mean, if you like it, more power to you. I think there's actually more positive than negative, funny enough. But the negative is I was a little bored. You know, it's like all these compliments. We paid all these compliments, Angel, but at the end of the day, I was a little bored. I don't know how you felt.
I mildly enjoyed it, but I couldn't understand why.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
what I would say.
Angel's still looking for answers.
Oh, welcome back.
Welcome back, silent listener. So, look, let's not beat around it, Angel. Would you continue this show for the end of season review?
No.
Yeah, me neither. But I again, with a caveat, if you're looking for isekai slop, like isekai's your genre and you need something cute, I think this actually checks more boxes than not. But if you're looking for something exciting and enjoyable, this is not it.
Go find Peak.
Go find Peak. Yeah. Thank you. And yeah, that closes the book on the wild card, gents. So just to recap what happened today. Fate and Journal of Witch getting full end of season reviews, where we will discuss at length the events of the show. And then we failed 2 other shows. We failed Bean Counter and Confessing to Heroes Party. So I think we did the right things, boys. We really have our full slate of anime ready for the end of season. Now you might be asking, well, Kevin, there's like 6 or 7 weeks at least until the end of season review. So what are we going to do until then? Well, fret not, okay? Because next week we will be discussing the first half of Jujutsu Kaisen season 3. That's right, boys. It's time to catch up if you haven't already.
Are they in the half yet? We don't even have an episode this week.
Well, there's 6 episodes out, so
is it?
Wait, you know what? Yes. I think this week was episode 7, if I'm not mistaken.
You might be right. You might be right. I forgot the movie or whatever was like the first 3 episodes or something. 2.
First 2 episodes, yeah.
Yeah.
God, I am so excited to talk about Jujutsu Kaisen. Specifically, just be aware. I want to talk about episode 4 very, very deeply.
Probably like the most hated episode.
Hated.
According to Cade.
Calm down.
Kevin's that was my favorite episode.
That was by far my favorite episode.
Well, we're talking about the same episode.
Most
right?
disputed episode.
Disputed, not hated. All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. That is different.
Nah, just to make sure I'm thinking of the right episode. Are we talking about the rules episode?
No. That's
okay.
It's literally the first episode, is it not?
No, that's episode 3. That's episode 3.
That's
Okay.
episode 3? Okay.
Yeah. Where they do 4, the whole like thing, right? 4 is very
okay. I think I know
Kill
what
Bill.
4 is. Yes, Kill Bill.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Very Kill Bill indeed.
And we will not discuss it anymore from here. Just be prepared to talk about the first 6 episodes of Jujutsu Kaisen this week, boys. And then after that, well, the doors are open. You know, we have Freyren, Oshinoko, Hell's Paradise. We could do reviews for those. We have plenty of activities to do. So we can decide next podcast if we're going to do more anime reviews or not. But for this week, specifically, Jujutsu Kaisen, look forward to it. And yeah, that's about all I have left to say. Tanner, it is the part of the show where I usually hand it off to you.
Oh,
and I would appreciate it if you took it away.
Very well. If you would like to find us somewhere on the internet other than where you are listening to right now, there's a multitude of places in which you can do so. One of which being on Blue Sky at Anime Gourmands. That's right, you spell gourmands the way you spell gourmands. And if Blue Sky is not your cup of tea, well, too bad, because there's no other social media venue. But you can send us an email at animegourmands@gmail.com. Or if you are listening to us on Spotify right now, down below, there is a comment section where we would love to hear from you. Kevin will post a poll.
Always.
Always.
Unless the website doesn't let me.
Next poll, I need you to do this for me. Next poll is...
Next poll.
What do you think about dill pickle flamin' hot Cheetos? I need to know.
Terrible.
I'm willing to try it. I've never had that.
Yeah. Oh, I think they're actually not good.
I think, honestly, most pickle flavored things, like chips, don't taste good. And I know it's coming from the anti-pickle boy, but
look, I love pickles.
This is a very hot topic. You're throwing out some contentious subjects or answers there, Kevin.
Dill pickle Lays? Not that good.
Look, regular just pickle flavor.
I get that.
Fine.
I get that. I know. We're not talking about that right now, Tan.
Hot Cheeto dill pickle? No.
Now we're here. Anyway, sorry, a weird tangent, but don't worry, Kate. I'll make sure to make that the poll. Let me get a pen and paper real quick. I will forget.
We're setting the stage for the poll right now.
It's true. So look under your seat. There's an iPad. Answer the poll, and we'll get a live. It's like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? You know, when they have to ask the audience. There's an iPad under your chair.
Can I call a friend?
You can. But you'll be using up one of your lifelines. Oh,
I will not know the answer to whatever you're asking, but at least you can call me.
Honestly, half the time when they do call someone, they're not helpful. In Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? I mean, not in general.
Sometimes though, they're like, it's some question about, I don't know, fucking airplane engines or whatever, and then the fucking contestant will be like, yeah, let me call my friend Dave. He's a fucking aircraft mechanic.
And my favorite
man's connected.
The fucking perfect person, just straight ready to go. And then they don't answer the phone.
Is that a thing?
Oh yeah, it's happened. It's happened for sure.
Do they still take away your point, I guess?
I can't
your
remember.
Lifeline. I think they do.
Your lifeline.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they do. My favorite use of the Call a Friend Lifeline. You get like a history question or something. You're like, thank God! My friend Jack, huge history buff, he knows the answer, and you call him. It's like, I'm a World War II guy. This is about Joan of Arc. I don't fucking know. Like, what do you? Have you listened to me talk about Joan of Arc even once ever in our lives? And then they're like, well, that was a waste. 50-50. So anyways, weird tangents aside, as we are known to do. Thank you, Tanner, for wrapping us up. I do want to say something that I've always wanted to say. Only 60% of the people who listen to our show actually follow our show. So if you're not one of those 60%, please just press the button. It's not gonna hurt you. And it's going to help this mom and pop podcast in the long run. All right. Something funny to are you telling me you've never wanted to say X amount of people are subscribed to my channel? Hey guys, I've been looking into the analytics.
Glitch?
Okay, that is legitimately like one of the funniest things you've ever said. And on top of that, I do think about it like every once in a blue moon. And I'm like, damn, I want to gaslight like the most amount of people possible, like Kate did that one time. Good stuff. Good stuff.
I can't take credit for that. That's someone else did that. I think all the Minecraft YouTubers. Yeah, all the Minecraft YouTubers were doing that for a while.
My God.
Hey, you should have just taken credit. I was fully prepared to give you full rights to that. Let me introduce you to the guy who invented the gaslight. He's a master, everybody. He's a master. Anyways, Kate, you're here, so you can do the outro. Kate, take us out.
That's true.
Shit. What do I usually say?
Something about receipts. Cashing in.
Receipts, cashing in. Sorry, I'm like half paying attention. I'm kind of like still at work.
It's like, waiter.
Check, please.
There we go. Our cleanest outro yet.
Waiter.
And